We are in this together.
You have gifts that I don't have, and I have gifts that you don't have.
That we must see. Now is the time, because it's when we all get together that we will make the changes that we must make. We are the world.
Welcome to Malcolm and We, heard exclusively on, now I got to fix my picture. Now you don't tell me to fix my picture. Anyway, heard on malcolmpresents.com, exclusively on malcolmpresents.com. And we are a streaming platform bringing you stories throughout the world, basically people who are trying to improve the world. And We the World is an organization that basically works with many individuals throughout the world who are trying to make improvements. And today our guest is Subrata Banajee. Is that the way you pronounce it?
Yes, Banajee, yes.
Okay. And I will leave it over to my co-host, Jana Larson, to start. Go, Jana.
Go. All right. Well, thank you, Malcolm. We are here today with one of our very fabulous volunteers, Subrata. And, Malcolm, we have a lot of really great volunteers, and Subrata is a very good one. His skills are enormous, and it would take the whole half hour to list off everything that he does and that he has experienced with. But I will just start very briefly by saying that he's a social development and gender specialist with the World Bank and United Nations Development Program in India, and that's also known as UNDP. And as far as what he does with us at We the World, he is he's on our partnership and sponsorship meeting that we meet weekly to figure out how we can increase our presence in the world with our partnerships and sponsorships, which we want to be able to get to, because as We the World, we are a nonprofit organization that helps other nonprofits. So welcome, Subrata. I wanted to just read a little thing that he has with under on his signature page, and this is by Amartya Sen. I hope I said that right. I probably didn't, but Subrata told me that it was a Nobel Prize laureate. I think I got that right. And in his region in India, there are several that came from this region. So there's some very brilliant humanitarians there. And he said, empowerment of women would remain a dream until the girl child is given equal opportunity in education, treated indifferently in relation to the male child, and lack of education among girls is directly linked to gender inequality. And I just wanted to point this out, that this is what Subrata is involved with in his career. As part of, we're ending Women's Month, focus on women. Not that there shouldn't always be a focus on women, in my opinion, throughout the year, but it's nice that we have a month. So, but so we'll start off talking about that, and we'll get to know him a little bit, and then I want to be able to discuss another thing that's happening in Subrata's life that is scary, and something that we are not hearing about much in the news. So first, we'll meet Subrata. Hi, Subrata. Thanks for being here. We apologize for all the difficulties with the technical end. That's
The technical end, because sometimes I lose record and I don't know how to get back on.
I don't either,
Just
and I'm
play a
no
game.
help.
So I just reboot.
Yeah, that's sometimes all that you can do. And sometimes it's just simple matter of unplugging and replugging in.
Right.
Why does that help? I don't know.
I have
Anyway,
no idea.
so Subrata, hello. And I should also mention it's now practically midnight for him. So thanks for staying awake for us too.
Well, I don't know if we mentioned it that we are broadcasting live from India.
No, we're not. Well, yeah, in a way we
We're
are.
doing it live. It's not going to be live when people see it. How many time zones are there in India? Aren't there many time zones?
Here in India,
Subrata,
it's
how
not.
many time zones?
Time zones is same, but climatic zones is different. 3 to 4 climatic
Oh,
zones is here. Yeah.
Uh,
Climatic zones is different.
that's true. It's just no
Yeah.
matter whether it's daylight saving or not, it's still always 9.5 hours ahead.
Yeah.
So, in my job as volunteer coordinator, I have to try and keep track of what time zone people are in, and it does get confusing. I have a hard enough time with springing forward and falling back.
Yana, what you have to do in your house or apartment or studio, you have to have clocks from around the world with time
Yeah,
zones.
Yeah.
I
You
should.
should do it like in India, Europe, and yeah,
Yeah,
they do
let's
it
see,
actually in my
Africa,
company. Yeah,
West Africa, East
yeah,
Africa.
right. But anyway,
So anyway, Sriracha, what has your day been like besides being in a meeting with We the World earlier today? What does your day consist of work-wise?
Many thanks to Jana as well as Mr. Malcolm giving me an opportunity to this platform to talk about something about me, what I am doing, and what is my dream, and what kind of things I want to do in future course of time. Actually, since my university days, I have decided to do something that will help contribute to the human society. So most of my after passing out from the university, I found that all of my colleagues they leap into the corporate sector jobs, white collar jobs. But I have decided to do certain things where even there is no money, there is no facilities, there is nothing else. But only there is only my passion that I have to do something good for the poorest of the poor people, as well as people who don't have any rights in their life, rights to education, right to healthcare, and especially my focus has always been on children as well as women, because children and women, not only in India but globally, they are affected a lot, either during the global disruptions, whether any kind of climatic change or whether any environmental crisis anywhere in the world, they are the first victims of any kind of crisis. So, given that kind of situation, I have decided to work focusing on the women as well as children, to make them make it sure that they will be in a safe position, they will have their own rights, and they will have access to their opportunities to education as well as gainful employment anywhere, either in India or any other society or cultures. So currently, I have been working with World Bank. Mainly, the fund is coming from World Bank, and it's gender. I have been working as a social development and gender specialist, and since the very beginning, I have been trying my best to do different kind of things that will embody a lots of good work. And good work, this will helpful for the Indian, not only the Indian society, but also I can showcase that work that will be working for different other countries in the world, including Asia, Africa, and America. So when World Bank came to my place in my work area, they appreciated highly, and that what I have been doing. Even the UNDP programs, who the people who are the officials, they also appreciated my work. But this is the thing that is happening. But at the same time, I have been in great trouble to do my work over here in India, to continue my work, because it is my passion and my dream to do anything for the cause of the humanity. I do not think myself any day, any time that I have been Indian, or somebody is American or somebody is from Africa. So I have always been thinking that I'm a global citizen. So while I have been thinking as a global citizen, so I have the accountability to do certain kind of things for the global society at large. So anywhere in the world, wherever I found there is any kind of problems, issues, or any crisis. So I raise my voice in social media and try to do any kind of support. Even the crisis in Ukraine, I did a lot of things, tried to raise some funds for the people who are suffering, especially the women and children in Ukraine. Currently, I am working with an organization who are supporting those people who are still live, trapped in the war, at the crossroad of the war. And I have been teaching English and doing all kinds of counseling support for them, because the trauma and the situation they are facing is extremely difficult for them to lead a good life. So I have been doing this. At the same time, I have been passionate about learning, about passionate about education. Whenever I have a chance, I have to learn a lot of things. So this is the way I am trying to do this kind of things. But right at the moment, the things have completely changed. So I am scared really to do any kind of things, to stay live in India, to do any kind of work. So I
Yeah,
am
this
trying my
is
best to move out any
to
kind.
bring that up. We're not, at least in Los Angeles, in my papers that I read or the stories, we're really not getting much news about Indian politics. And when you just sent me the information about the politician or the premier,
Well,
uh,
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
and that's the
the-
thing. He's been keeping me up to date with things, and so he sent me a little bit um, for so that I could read, and so I'm going to read that
you
right
can read it
now,
out.
and then so because this really this tells the story right here. He writes, "This is a very important matter to talk about. The horrible situations and state-sponsored and patronized violence, atrocities, and genocide that are rampant, and the peace heaven of Gandhi is being forced into a killing field by a dictator, Modi,
Yes.
which is unprecedented in the history of 75 years of India's independence. This dictator has already led hundreds of mass murder campaigns and millions of honest and innocent people put into jail with rigorous imprisonment as they raise their voices against all kinds of criminal activities, legal harassment, India's soul of diverse culture, pluralism, and free and fair elections, peaceful coexistence, and human freedoms, progressive activities of national, international, civil society organizations, vibrant press, independence of judiciary, and parliamentary democracy that have been crushed at gunpoint. Just a little bit more. India's taxpayers' money is being plundered, and billions of US dollars he is spending for training his terrorist organization that has established offices across 167 countries to endorse his criminal activities in India and build cult images abroad. This dictator has made India one of the most dangerous places in the world for living and working at the moment, and things will be more acute in the coming days. India is going through one of its darkest periods of human history. This is just horrible. And like you say, Malcolm, we don't hear about it in the news.
We don't hear that much about this in in our news coverage.
No.
But
And
how are
his,
you
his
able?
friends, he has friends and colleagues who have been imprisoned. His life is in danger. He's trying desperately to get out. It's just a horrible situation. I don't
Are
know
you
how.
are you sort of in hiding now, or because again, I'm
Are you in
sure
hiding, Subrata?
the
You have to
secret
be really
police and
careful.
things.
My
Yeah, are you in
Yeah.
hiding, or do people know where you are?
Yes, actually, lots of people. I can tell you that even that not only the common people, but also all the opposition party leaders, he has been putting in jail because he's doing all these kind of things with fake cases and fake incidents, and they're putting in jail and making it sure that people they will have bad images in front of the people. They will not get vote, and he is the only person who will be getting vote, and he will be coming to power again. So this is the tragedy, and most of the people I know many people who left India and joined many US universities. They are working there, and not only that, many professionals who left India and they either settled in European countries or in America to do their work. So this is a dangerous situation.
Are they politically protesting? Because I know a lot of
Yes,
people.
yes,
I know a lot of people who are Indian who
yeah,
came
yeah.
to the United States, but they've been here for 20, 30 years. And
Mm,
most of them are fairly educated from educated from
yes.
fairly wealthy families. I don't know people who were I guess I would call the street people or the because I know thing that I've learned, about India is many years ago, when supposedly I know you don't have a caste system anymore, but I know practically you still have a caste system, as
Yes,
far as I
actually.
understand.
Yes, yes. Actually, for in few years, you can find a lots of people like I'm telling you, Professor Jayati Ghosh. He is a very renowned economist. He she did her PhD from Cambridge University and taught in Delhi, Jawaharlal University, JNU University in India. So he protested against all the economic policies, political violence, everything within the university campus, inside and outside. But the dictator has posed lots of restrictions on him, on her, and he did lots of problems for her. So she has to leave India. This is the one person. Another person is Pratap Bhanu Mehta. He is a very renowned scientist, policy scientist. He was working with a government institution, with a private institution over here. When he raised the alarm that Modi is doing this kind of things in India and against all inhuman actions he has been doing, then immediately he pushed the button and told the vice chancellor of the university, kick out this person from this university, or otherwise I will be closing your university. So then he has no other option but to tell him that this is the thing that I have received from the not government, it's a different channels. They have received, then either you have to leave or we have to do a kind of thing. Then he left India and joined in the US in another university. There is another person who was Reserve Bank Governor, Raghuram Rajan, who was educated in Chicago University long time, and he was here in India. But after new government has came into power, then he was not in a position to do any kind of things because he told directly that whatever I am telling you, you have to do this. But he said, though I can't do this kind of decision because as an economist, I will do whatever the best thing could be done for the best interests of India. Then there's a lots of pressure on him. Then he left, and he is now teaching Booth School in Chicago University in management courses. He is teaching there. So there are this kind of people are there who recently
How
moved to US.
how long has the present government? It almost seems like a dictatorship, but I know that you vote, but I guess it's controlled elections, like they have voting in Russia. Where you know who's going to win. How long has he been in power?
He is since 2014.
2014.
14.
So it's
Yes.
a, it's a 10 years
So it's
and
about 10 years.
Yes, only
and
10
and
years.
and he's up for
So,
re-election again, or there's an election.
no, this time, yes. Now, actually, what has happened, I am telling you another story that in the first election, he won the election, the one thing, but nobody has given vote to him. Everybody knows him that what is his background. The thing it was done that all the vote he received, it's a anti-Congress party vote. The Congress was the main party in power, so Congress was not good due to corruption. Then anti-Congress party vote he got. That is one thing. But in the after that, in 2014 to 2018, he did lots of bad things in India and lots of violence. Every day there is a news in the paper, and I can tell you that this is unprecedented in the history of the world. That not only whole of India but globally, led by US. There are lots of protest movement around the world in all the European countries, Latin American countries, African countries, America. There's a huge protest movement against him, and they also told the government not to allow Modi to come to visit India. Will not allow to see him. So there are lots of pressure groups in America and many other places that telling this. But in 1919, when there is a second time vote is were done, he understood very well that he will not be winning this election at any cost. So he manipulated the vote, and there is a scientific researchers are there. Their reports are there. I have the report with me that he manipulated all the EVMs, electronic voting machines manipulated, and he captured all the vote and he came to power again. Everybody knows all political parties.
So
So this time another election is coming.
I assume he controls the military.
Everything. Earlier,
Yep.
military was independent and press was independent, police was independent. Now, each and every institutions, parliament, democratic, all institution, election commission, everybody under his control. But nobody can do anything, and he is pushing a lot of things.
But is there any strong political party or group that might be able to overtake him, possibly with, I don't know, I hate to say the thing like with revolution.
Yes. One thing I can tell you that recently, the thing is that most of the political parties, especially those who are in the opposition parties, he had taken a lots of dirty political tactics. He is dividing by hook or crook all the political parties so that there should not be any kind of opposition. He will be winning the election. So each and every political party is facing every day. He is putting in jail. That is the one thing.
Mhm.
And the second thing is that this time there's a very good thing had happened. All opposition parties they developed one platform. Its name is India, India platform. So India platform against this dictator. So most of the political parties on they occupy this platform, and they will be jointly fight against this dictator in the coming election in 2019.
Well, and India is a huge country with a huge population. I know that.
Huge
Uh,
population, huge.
yeah. Are there any factions that do have any political influence there that might be able to overtake him?
You were talking,
One thing.
Malcolm, before we started about in Punjab. Is that how you
No,
say
no,
it?
but Punjab's a sect, but I have friends that are Sikhs,
Okay.
and Punjab is where the most of the Sikh population of India
Yes,
is, and I
yes,
know there had been a movement to have them become independent. They're an independent country, sort of a la India and
yes,
Pakistan,
yes,
just
yes,
to remove them because I think they are 10-15% of the populations of Punjab.
yes,
And I
you're
think
right.
the majority, 80-90% are Hindi
Yes.
and with 10% Muslim.
Yes, 14% is Muslim population, 14%, and the rest are Hindu population. But there are also Buddhist, Jains, and most of the even Christians. And but the problem is that he is not allowing to any community, any religious community, from Christians or anyone, to stand up against any kind of protest. That is the one thing. And the second thing is that right at the moment there is a India platform has formed, and everybody is trying to focus on diversity, inclusion. So diversity is one of the biggest challenge posed by the dictator currently at this time. So he's imposed one laws under the laws that if somebody has no ID card or any other documents that they have, then they have to leave this country, especially those who coming from refugees background, especially either from Pakistan or some Muslim countries. So actually he is training guns on the Muslims and other population. So he is trying his best to kick out all the other population from the different communities, religious communities, so that his main idea to make India a Hindu state. So Hindu revivalist state he will be making. It's absurd, irrational, and one of the most inhuman activities that he is doing in establishing India as a
I
Hindu
hate
state.
to say it, and I know this is it's far different, but it sounds like a little what's happening in our country in the U.S. I don't know if you follow
Mhm.
our politics.
Yes, yes, of
But
course.
anyway, what I wanted to ask also, you had talked about empowering women and
Hmm.
girls. And I
Hmm.
know, again, I don't know in recent history, but I know that, women were, like almost third class citizens, where they weren't educated. Women basically were made, were their function was to raise children, have
Yes,
children, raise children, cook and clean the house,
yes, yes, true.
not to get educated.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
And I mean, this would be especially among the poorer classes. I
Yes,
guess that
yes.
that might have changed with the upper classes, but this is a hard, how do you face this when people think this is the function of a woman? As a matter of fact, I know that there was a one time, I forget what you call it again, but where if the mother-in-law didn't like the wife, she could have her burnt,
Okay.
put her on fire. I know that this was outlawed, but
Hmm.
from what I heard
Yes,
from
yes.
what I heard,
Hmm.
it's still being done.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So how do
There
you
were.
overcome that prejudice?
Yes,
Women.
I can tell you, if we talk about India, there are millions of things we can say, but because each and every state, it means a foreign country. For me, if I come out from my city to stay in different city, their language, culture, values, attitudes, dress code, everything is different. So in India, for a long, long time, women are suffering a lot. Young girls are got married early. Early child marriage is a big problem in many states, many provinces. So this is one of the problems that we are facing, and I have been doing campaign for more than 10 years in India. And I also did a lots of researches on early girl marriage, illiteracy among the young girls, and there is another problem as when the women's are they got the education, they will not be allowed to do any kind of work outside of their family. So in India, right at the moment, only 22% women are working at the service sector, in all organized or unorganized sector. So this is very, very less. And the main problem is patriarchy, and patriarchy is one of the very dangerous thing everywhere. So my strategy is everywhere to club with the men, club with the boys, to support the girls, to support the women in this kind of movements. So this is one kind of movement. I can share a lots of photographs what I am doing and managing a spontaneous movement in India, especially for women empowerment. And in this, I ensured also that all the male teachers, female teachers, male students, female students, they also joined in this movement, because without men, without boys, this kind of movement can be successful.
Yeah,
So I have been trying to mobilize them that this is your duty. You are a human being, and the women and girls, they are also human beings. So
right.
you have to treat this girl child equally. When this young child will grow up, he will learn a lot of things and he will develop his own family in that perspectives. So everybody is appreciated this kind of move, and I got a lots of
Same
good
time,
responses.
Subrata, but at the same time, your life is being threatened there,
Yes,
and
Right.
as well as those of your colleagues, and so you're trying to get out of India, and I mean that's what you have to do. I know you're working really hard on it, and you have friends with We the World, and we're all trying to put our heads together and see how we can help you get out of there. A lot of your colleagues and friends and so on have moved to Australia. Some have, you were saying, have gone to Canada, but a lot of the places I mean, it's a global thing that
mm,
immigration has become such an issue in a
that
lot
is.
of countries, and so so I guess my question is, as I worry about you there, like, what do you think it will be like in a year and from now, given the current climate and the situation? Do you, um, I mean, I'm sure you wanted to get out yesterday, but it's so hard to get into another country. You have to have work permits. You have to have somebody sponsor you. You have to have. It's
Mm.
like you have to have what you need already that you can't get. It's
Yeah.
that catch-22 situation. So I mean, what given what you know and being there and being aware of this climate, do you how high are your hopes that you can get out in a year's time?
I can tell you two things. One thing is that I have been constantly struggling a lot, and most of the nights I am sleeping. I don't have the I can't manage the sleep, so I have been spending sleepless nights for a long time because of sometimes I wake up in the midnight because of some of the fear. That is the one thing. But at the same time, I have always been optimistic and that I should get some opportunities. Uh, but in any way, by any kind of organizations or any kind of religious organizations, because I know many organizations, religious organizations, Catholic organizations, they are working for the social cause, and I have been trying to get in touch with them. So they are very liberal in sponsoring any kind of candidates from other countries. That is
Yeah,
the
but
one.
wouldn't this, excuse me for a minute, wouldn't you be considered a political refugee if you're in danger here? Because I know, well, our country's all screwed up now, but in Australia, because if you stayed here, your life is in danger. So that would
Yes,
give you political refugee status.
yes, yes. I think it would be the best thing if I get a chance to move to America, USA, in all respect.
Yeah, well, again, with what's, but you have to actually, you probably have to wait till after the election because I have no, our
Yes,
immigration policy is all messed up. I
yes,
mean,
yes,
normally
yes.
I'd say, yeah, you could be qualified in this country as a political refugee because if your life
Mm,
is in danger because of your
yes,
politics and the government
yes,
is after you, you would qualify.
yes,
In
yes.
today's world, I don't know.
Okay, okay.
But
Yeah,
Okay.
so
anyway,
we had a lot of talk about what we need to do and who we can reach out to. So hopefully, we'll come up with a plan.
right, the
But I
next
bet you're about to say that our half hour is up.
half hour is up. But the thing I wanted to ask you before, because we know we control our own time. Uh, in this country, the way people are getting involved and are learning is through computers and through the internet. How is it in India? Are many of the young people, are they computerized? Do they have their own computer? How is the signals being blocked by the government? Because basically you can
So,
go on, in this country, you could go on one of the computer systems and say whatever you want almost. Do they have that freedom in India? And is a lot of the younger people hooked up to the internet?
yes, it's a very brilliant question. I think it's a very interesting question. I can say that since the very beginning of 2014, when he came to power, he tried in every possible way to suppress the voice of democracy. If he is doing all kinds of criminal activities, that is the thing. At the same time, when there is a voice of protest, he is suppressing this. And even he has a strong presence in all social media. That is the thing. And the second thing is that everybody knows throughout the world that in most of the time, throughout the year, he is blocking the internet connections. This is against the freedom of right to expression, right to express opinions, and against our constitutions also. And in India, there are plenty of peoples. Most of the peoples, they have used to utilize this kind of IT technology. They, especially from the schools, they are learning this computer. That is the very good thing. Earlier it was not there, but though those who didn't have this opportunity to learn computer at the school level, right now they are also learning. That is the one thing. Second thing is that The problem is that when if somebody is talking to internet, doing some work in internet, he also put some people to do all kinds of surveillance. So right now I put a certain kind of security measures in my computer and mobile phone also. VPN I have because he is also surveilling my mobile phone and computer everywhere. So it is very, very difficult to do any kind of work because in mobile phone, he's doing a lots of other things from different people. He build up certain kind of scammers, hackers. He promoting these, supporting these, and especially those who are protesting, those who are independent persons. He is doing all kinds of fake cases and put them into jail.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
this
so
is very
Subrata,
difficult.
as I say, our time is up. You always have, Malcolm and we as a outlet. If you want to say anything, let us know. You don't have to have a whole half hour. We could have you for a 10-minute segment to talk about something. Just contact, uh, just contact Yana and we can, put you on for a brief period. But most of all, be careful.
Yes, you are right.
Yeah,
Make
and
sure you're safe. Make
Hmm.
sure you do things. I know it must be hard, as you say, you don't sleep at
Yes,
night.
yes, yes, yes.
yeah, and anyone out there listening, if you know of anything, anyone that can help with the situation, you can contact Malcolm through the website because
Yeah, or you could go, it's to malcolmberman@gmail.com.
there you go. And
BURMAA, and we could
really,
get messages.
if you know anyone, because it probably comes down to who if they could
Listen,
open a door.
I'm scared in this country with what's happening, so I can imagine how I would feel in India. Anyway, guys, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And again, be careful. And I
Thank you
don't
so
know how
much.
many Catholics or Christians there are in India, but we're doing this the day before or the weekend before the week before Thanksgiving is next Sunday. Not
Yes,
Thanksgiving.
yes,
Uh,
yes.
Not Thanksgiving, Easter.
Easter Sunday. What do I know?
Well,
Easter, Easter.
you're
Sunday,
Jewish, so there's
I'm Jewish,
Passover
right? Yeah.
coming up for you, and
Well, as I
tomorrow
said,
is Good Friday for
yeah,
Christians.
but
So
Yes.
Jesus was a nice Jewish boy. He's my cousin. Anyway, thank you very much. And again, be careful. You're
Yes,
yes,
listening
be
thank
to
you so
very
Malcolm.
much.
careful, Subrata.
You're
Thank you so
listening
much.
to
Thank you.
Malcolm Presents
Yes.
at Malcolm. Speak to you guys later. Bye.
All
Bye
right,
bye.
bye
Thank you
bye.
so much.
The objective of the organization We the World is to facilitate cooperation on a global scale amongst groups and individuals dedicated to implementing solutions to the many challenges we face on the planet at this time.